Good morning, everyone. I thought I was going to be late because my husband did not refill the Keurig and I needed a little pick-me-up. Maybe you're drinking something warm and cozy this morning. I wanted to start by just thanking everybody for coming and just letting you know that this has been a lot of fun for me. I'm really enjoying getting to be with you all, even though I'm not exactly with you. I love getting together like this every week. So I look forward to continuing it even after shelter in place is lifted. I know Wisconsin is looking at another month of it. So sorry about that, Wisconsin. I'm flipping my camera right away just so that I can get kind of set up here and so that I can show you just a recap of what we've been doing. So this is our 4th week, you guys. 4 weeks of this, and it's just so much fun. All right, so this was week 1. We did a real simple card with a little knot of a ribbon, and it was inspired by this card here. So what I'm trying to do is case ideas, copy and steal, or copy and share everything. It used to be copy and steal, but I think that got a bad rap. So they changed it to copy and share everything. I'm trying to case things to show you how easy it can be to copy something just by changing up colors and papers and so forth. Week 2 was this fun card that just has this little opening here. I had a customer send me a picture of her sample, which I am going to post yet on the thread of that video, but she wanted 2 openings. So she had this opening and then put it on a full card so that opened as well. And here was the inspiration for this one. And then last week we made this cutie, and it all, the look entirely depends on the designer series paper that you chose. And just a little spoiler alert, I guess, we'll often be using printed papers in our projects because we're keeping them simple, and simple works really well with printed papers. So that was last week, and this was my inspiration for it. So this week we've got, hopefully you've got your stuff ready to go. I chose, my gosh, I can't remember, the Parisian paper, that's what I'm going to call it because I can't remember, from the current January to June mini catalog, and it's got some champagne foil accents in it. It's really pretty. Hopefully you can see that. And then I'm using Pool Party, which coordinates, and then Whisper White. So hopefully you're ready to go with that. And we're going to start with the scoring. So if you have scoring tools, get them out. If you don't have scoring tools, I'm going to walk you through a little bit what you can do without them. So I'm going to start with that. The rest of you can go ahead and score if you follow. Otherwise, wait until I get out my scoring tools and we can do that part together. All right, so I'm going to grab a pencil, and what I'm going to do is take my 5.5 by 7, and I'm going to put my ruler up close to the top. Thanks again to Sherry Jones for giving me this lovely Kmart ruler. It's come in really handy. And I'm going to mark 4 1/4, just a little tick mark up at the top. And I'm going to do the same thing down here at the bottom. Mark it at 4 1/4. That way, when I turn my ruler, I can use my bone folder or my Pampered Chef pan scraper or my stylus tool. I didn't bring my Pampered Chef pan scraper down, but I do have the other 2. And then you can use that to push the cardstock in to make your scored line. Okay, so that's one way to do it. And then I like to use my bone folder to get that crease really good. My favorite way to score is just by using my Stampin' Up! Trimmer. So I would put my 5.5 by 7 piece of cardstock in at 4 1/4 inches, and then use the light colored blade, which is the scoring blade, and do it that way. So this is my favorite way. To me, it's quick because I've always got this trimmer handy. Allow me to show you one more way, and that would be the Simply Scored. I want to welcome everybody who's coming on. I was saying earlier, I love hanging out together on Saturday morning for a few minutes. If you're using your Simply Scored by Stampin' Up, you just put your paper up in the corner, take your stylus, which comes with it, and just score it at 4 1/4, and you got the same type of thing. Okay, so this is the fold that we're working on right now, and so 4 1/4 inches gives you the width of your card that fits in our envelopes. So that's going to be the right way. While we are still scoring, take your other piece, which I think is 2.5 by 3.5, and let's score that as well. And I see some comments. If you have questions, I will try to answer them when I'm done here. But take your 2.5 by 3.5 inch piece and score a 1/2 inch from one end, which is at 3 inches on my Simply Scored tool, or 3 inches on my trimmer, or you can take your pencil and your ruler, make those tick marks at 3 inches and at 3 inches, and then use your ruler and your bone folder or your stylus if you have it, or your Pampered Chef pan scraper, which I feel like a lot of people probably have. And then you can go ahead and fold that as well. So those two things were what I wanted to do with you before we start putting this card together. So hopefully you're ready to go now. I don't want to go too fast, but I also know that you can replay this when we're all done. All right, so now we're going to take our adhesive, and we're going to take this piece right here and put adhesive down that little flap, that 1/2 inch flap, and then that's going to actually go on the inside of the card, approximately 3/4 of an inch from the bottom or so. Hopefully you can see that. Oh, I love seeing all you guys here. This makes me so happy. We're stamping together. And I might be crying. Okay. It's been a teary couple of days. I don't know, it's been weird. Okay, now let's take the piece of Whisper White, 4 inches by 5 1/4. And this is the inside of our card. All right, so we're gonna put that here, just right on the inside, so it's got a nice Coastal Cabana, no, Pool Party border here around the outside of that Whisper White. Now fold that left flap down and go ahead and adhere your Designer Series paper. And then I'll pause so you can catch up if you are trying to catch up yet. My gosh, I had to go for a tissue, sorry. All right, so now hopefully you're caught up, and I'm going to take the So Sentimental stamp set, And your friendship is a blessing, because I feel like, you know, that's been kind of, that's been a real theme lately. Friendships that are tight, you're going to keep in touch with them in these trying times. So now you can make a choice on what color ink you're going to use. I'm going to go for black because I feel like there's enough black in here, and black always shows up really nicely on a nice white piece of cardstock. So now on this piece, we're going to ink that up. Sorry for the little shake. And we're going to stamp that in the middle. Sort of. I never want you looking at the top of my head, so I feel like sometimes I can't get over the piece of cardstock like I'd like to. All right, so then close your right hand side flap and attach that like so, and look at that. You've made another really cute folded card. Isn't that fun? All right, so there are a lot of things you could do from here. We're going to do ribbon. So if you've got your ribbon, go ahead. This is our petal pink ribbon, also from the Parisian Suite. I'm just calling it that because I can't remember what it's called, in our January to June mini catalog. And it's got a pretty metallic accent on the edges. I like to take my bunny ears, cross them over, loop one ear through, and then play with it until it's the way I like it. I like to have them kind of tight. And then we're gonna snip that off. And then with a mini glue dot, we'll attach that right up here to our card. Okay, so cute, right? So you can do ribbon. You could use rhinestones around here to dress that up if you'd like. Or let me show you the inspiration piece for this card. Here's the inspiration piece, and look at how cute it is when you use the Stitched So Sweetly rectangles and then score it at that 1/2 inch mark like I showed you to tuck that under, and then it opens like that. And that's my friend Sue Lair who made that for me. She's such a sweetheart, and she made that in a swap using the poppy paper and the same stamp that I used, and then some of our crinkled seam binding ribbon from the January to June mini catalog as well. But look at how cute that is with the stitch scallop around the outside. We keep it pretty simple and plain here on Stamp Together Saturday so that we're sure that everybody can do it with us. But I always like to show the inspiration and something different that you can do with it. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Now, one of the things that we've been trying to do is get you to post your sample when you are done, or maybe you look at it and go, I don't really like what I picked for this, or you know, whatever, and then maybe you want to play with it a little bit and then post something else you're going to make with the same design. But go back and watch again if you can't remember the measurements of where you score and so forth. But I think we've walked through it together nicely here, and I just am really, really happy you joined me. So something new that I'm doing, not every Sunday, but tomorrow we're going to start with Scrap Together Sunday. And Scrap Together Sunday will be a mini scrapbook album that we can make together, minus the pictures and minus the embellishments. So you will add that later. But it should be a fun time at 1 o'clock tomorrow. So we'll do it just like this. I'll go slow. It'll take probably a little bit longer than this one today. And then I'll show you a couple samples of finished ones so that you can see what it can look like when you're done. But join me tomorrow if you're a scrapbooker, or if you'd like to be one, or if you want to pretend during shelter in place, shelter at home, you know, whatever. Join me tomorrow. I'd love to see you again. Have a great day, everybody.